the Titans, Illidan, and Sargeras will finally return to Warcraft. Could it be? Could it be? Illy Boy and Sargeras teaming up to help us. Let's find out.
Azeroth is on the brink of being totally corrupted by Void. It feels small at the minute, though, but through Ashara and Xal'atath, a plan millennia in the making is about to land on our planet. And the question then is, well, what happens next? And the answer is the Titans will come back. Yes, the Titans themselves. They will return to claim their ultimate prize, our world soul, but first, the Void will need...
Well, that's part of Iridikron's plan, right? Iridikron wants to bring the Titans back so he can bitch slap them.
To take
That
it.
goes,
It will
that's
need
good for
to
him.
force their hand. That is what Iridikron, the main villain of this expansion, is betting on anyway. Now, sure, we'll help the Titans win in whatever battle is to come, but for years the evidence has mounted that points to one thing, that our once gods do not care and cannot care.
That's right.
Because they don't have today's sponsor. HelloFresh.com, where code 50bellular gets you 50% off plus free shipping.
Look at that.
Now, they are one of the easiest ways to improve your quality of life.
Look at that.
In just
Get
a
your
few clicks.
fresh.
I've been using them for years, including before when they sponsored. Now, as an example, say you want a wholesome homemade meal, but there's not enough time and you don't have the ingredients. Well, with their quick and easy options, you'll get all of that in just 15 minutes of cooking time. Like with this deliciously Moorish veg and pesto pasta dish, which oh my god, it was so good. Plus, they've got rapid breakfasts
Actually
and
does look
lunches
good.
too. Now, HelloFresh is 25% cheaper than takeout. It's less expensive than groceries, and honestly, if my city of Belfast...
If you've never cut a yam or
it's
a
way
sweet
cheaper
potato,
than 25% off takeout.
you've never truly
Plus,
challenged
the
your
cooking's
own
a breeze with
strength.
easy to follow
That shit's hard to
instructions
cut.
and pre-portioned ingredients. And I mean, like, come on, man, time is money. Planning your food takes time. Going to the store, getting the groceries takes time. So with HelloFresh, I save money, I eat more fresh ingredients, less processed things, and I regain time in my day. It's a big win-win, and it's helped me grind out that IRL cooking XP. So as we enter the autumn, I think now is a great chance, a great time to start HelloFresh. And if you use code 50bellular at hellofresh.com,
50bellular.
you'll get 50% off plus free shipping. An amazing deal. Thanks to them, and let's go.
Okay, where we're at. All right.
Azeroth is the Titan Pantheon's ultimate prize, a world soul more powerful than anything they'd encountered before. They took care to order her to set the one true timeline in motion,
Yes.
which basically is just...
Azeroth is the special world soul, the most special of them all, hence why everybody keeps trying to get to
the
it.
future that they want, right? The timeline they'll win in.
She's the world
and
soul with
they
a big
then
booty.
left to go and order the rest of the cosmos while Azeroth did her thing. Shortly after leaving, though, all contact with them would be lost, and it would remain so for millennia. What happened then? Well, the Titans discovered Sargeras' treachery. They discovered that he had went off and started the Burning Legion.
Yeah.
But rather than kill him, they tried to change his mind. For they were excited. They were speaking of this miraculous world soul, this being so powerful that it will be able to bring forth everything they desired to defeat Void, get rid of all the bad things, destroy the demons, destroy the
Azeroth.
fell, order
She's
the
the key.
cosmos, to bring about their vision of perfect, ordered perfection. A wholly unmoved Sargeras unleashed his might upon them, destroying the entire Pantheon in one single battle.
He beat
Back
the
in
fuck out of
Azeroth,
him.
the Keepers descended into chaos, right? Their signal to the old bosses went silent. Eventually, this led to many pivotal events in the game's history, like Loken's corruption, which is what led to the death of Tyr, much of the background lore that we've been experiencing for years, and even the Ulduar raid itself, and even other events like Odin's imprisonment. Thing is,
Yeah,
the
Odin's
Titans weren't really dead. Norgannon cast a spell preserving their essence. To cut a long story short, thousands of years later, Sargeras' forces would find their souls. They were imprisoned on the Legion homeworld of Argus, and then he used the Coven of Shavara to break their souls, to break their will.
Damn, he was breaking souls? Why did I never know this lore? I never knew this shit.
As he had done to Agrimar, who had joined his cause.
Oh, that's how he corrupted Agamar? Okay. Okay, now that makes sense. That's why we fight him in the raid. Oh, shit. There's
End of
lore
Legion,
behind it. Look
we
at that.
storm Antorus, liberated Agrimar, discovered Aenar hiding out on Elunaria, and we saved the rest of the Pantheon from the Shavara who were tormenting them. And after Argus's defeat, Sargeras, in one desperate strike, stabbed Azeroth.
Wait a minute, he's putting a sword in Azeroth. What the hell? Where's this? Where's this sword? There's a sword in our planet right now?
The Pantheon were
What the hell's
there,
going on?
and they were ready to take him on. Sargeras was captured, and along with Illidan, the Titans zipped off into the cosmos. The big question.
Here's the thing. Illidan and Sargeras now have been chilling together for a while. Illidan literally staring at Sargeras like this, basically at cock level, while Sargeras sits in the chair imprisoned. I bet you they've been talking. They've been talking it up. And let's not forget, it was revealed to us in Shadowlands that Sargeras got played by the Dreadlords. So slowly but surely, I bet you these things are going to be realized, and maybe, these two make out and decide to join forces. And he comes back to fight whatever it is that we're going to be fighting in the future.
Where? We don't know yet, but it's probably their home on the plane of Order. Zereth Ordos. At least we think that's what it's called.
Oh god, anything with
We haven't
Zereth
heard
in
a
it
peep
makes
from
me
them
think of
since.
fucking
As far as
Shadowlands.
we were concerned, Titans were just out of the picture and would remain so for a long time. Well, that was back in 2017. It's now 2023. The next expansion will be 2024.
Wait a minute, Legion was in 2017? Oh shit. Oh my god, it's been a long time. What the hell?
Quite a long time has actually passed. And now they're about to re-enter the picture.
Wait, a whole
Dragonflight's
pandemic?
main villain, Iridikron, just told us so. Not because the Titans want to come back, but because he is
gonna
going
bait
to
them.
force them.
Yeah, he's
This
gonna bait them back.
is the plan.
Titans return.
Many things tie into Iridikron's plan, and to start off, a little bit of background. Our first hints were the Naga prophecies that we found a few months ago, foretelling
Azara's coming
Ashara's
back.
return. But
Yep.
she was not the only figure mentioned in them. Another was mentioned, the Harbinger, who has been working on a plan to bring the Void to Azeroth. This is a plan stretching back at least 20,000 years when Iridikron first made his deal with this Harbinger. But knowing the Void, perhaps this plan has been in motion
Zalatash.
since before the fall of the Black Empire. The point is, though, we're nearing the end of this phase. There are 4 prophecies as we see it, and as of the Fractures of Time patch, 3 of them have been fulfilled. And that very much means it's only a matter of time.
All they wanted was our world.
That's true, they do.
This, the Harbinger will pry it from their grasp.
Those are fighting words. The question
Yeah,
is,
with that, it's going to pry it from their grasp. Now, I will say one thing about Iridikron and his fight against the Titans. The Titans don't give a fuck about us. That's pretty evident at this point. We're living on a planet. We're living on an egg, essentially. Right? That's housing what they want. The soul, the world soul of Azeroth. And they're just waiting for that shit to hatch. My question is, when it hatches, do we all die? Have we seen what happens when a world soul actually matures? Like, is Azeroth just going to explode and everything on its surface gets wiped clean? Because right now, the only thing the Titans like about us is that we kind of protect the world soul, right? We fought off a lot of things like the Burning Legion, any type of void shit that's coming on this planet. We've kind of, pushed it away. We fought against some old gods. We're helping them achieve their goal. But are we also not helping ourselves by doing that? We're kind of fucking ourselves over? I don't know. But maybe Iridikron and his end game goal of butt fucking and beating the shit out of the Titans, maybe we want that. Maybe we should be rooting for him to win. I don't know.
words. The question is, how will that happen?
Do they birth like a
this
celestial
is
from Marvel?
a
That's what I'm
void
saying.
That is described
Maybe.
as feeling like the dragon's soul.
I don't
what
think we
matters, though,
know
is
yet.
what is inside it. For years, we have wondered what drove Galakrond to consume. Galakrond is this kind of like proto-dragon from the deep past of the game's lore who basically had an endless hunger. He turned into this crazy city-sized dragon who was an existential threat to the world itself, and today his
boy.
bones dominate the landscape of Dragonblight. Now, for a long time, we knew, like, he had this drive to consume. We did not know where it came from. What we now see is that Iridikron draws this out of his corpse and puts it into this amulet. The best bets were that this was the force of decay, which pretty much ended up being true because decay was actually found in Tyr's lab and in
Yeah,
the
that's right.
mega dungeon that just came out. But Iridikron really seem to draw a void essence from Galakrond's corpse, this sort of endless hunger. And this is relevant because in Azkaroth, an alternate timeline we recently visited, where void dominates Azeroth, mass sacrifices are made to something called the Ancient One, an unknown being with an endless hunger. And I think it's significant that endless hunger was mentioned twice in the same patch. As for the identity of the essence that drives this hunger, some think it's a corrupted part of Azeroth's world soul. Others, and I would hang my hat on this theory, think it's the essence of a fifth old god. If that sounds insane, you can check out a video we did covering that earlier.
Yeah.
But either way, this Harbinger character that I spoke of is Xal'atath, because we see her silhouette through Iridikron's portal.
Yeah,
now, she has whatever is stored in that amulet. And whatever the details of what this will allow her to do will be, there is one thing that's certain. It's going to be so dire that the Titans will be forced to respond.
Yes.
This is exactly what her and Iridikron
He's baiting them
want.
out.
Regardless of the details, Team Iridikron's plan is to claim Azeroth, defeat the Titans, and destroy their one true timeline. Of course, that statement, one true timeline, is really just some Titan propaganda. It's a lie spun to rally mortals to their cause.
Let's not forget, the Titans and the Light, right? They believe in one true timeline, one path, one way forward, right? They only see one future, and everything they do is to try to push everything towards that future. The difference between them and the Void is the Void sees all futures, right? They see it all, but they don't know which one is going to come to fruition. So they tell riddles and lies, and they don't give a shit which one happens. They can see them all, and they don't ever reveal if they do happen to know which one they're rooting for, maybe, or whatever. We don't know. But there's all futures viewed by the Void, and by the Light and the Titans, there's only one. And that's like their main fighting point, you know? It's kind of like control versus chaos. The old gods just want to, you know, everything just kind of happens the way it's going to happen. The Titans are like, no, it has to happen this way. And everything else is corrupt and wrong. And those are the two different viewpoints that they have.
All it is just the timeline where they win, which is obviously what they want to happen. In the Dawn of the Infinite Mega Dungeon, Chromie meddled with time. If you've not done the dungeon yet, here's a quick version of things. We actually thwart Iridikron's plan. So yes, we actually win, but in doing so, Chronolord Deus is able to turn Nosdormu into Morozond, and this is just as was foretold in the one true timeline, right?
Right.
The Titans seem to know that, and this was a burden that Nosdormu carried for his entire life.
Right, and by stopping that from happening, so we go back in time and stop this from happening, stop this event from occurring.
Into Morozond
by doing that, we essentially help Iridikron win. So we complete our goal, but we lose in doing so.
The Titans seem to know that, and this was a burden that Nosdormu carried for his entire life. Up until, of course, the day where he knew he would turn, only to eventually be put down by us adventurers in the End Time Dungeon. The thing is, though, Chromie, knows all of this, and Chromie just could not handle losing him. So, she broke the timeline, sending us in a mad dash through the final 4 bosses where, yes, we do in fact defeat Chronolord Deus and save Nosdormu, but in the process, yeah, we do end up letting Iridikron get away with what he wants. So that means that Void has got what it wants. The one true timeline has been blasted.
So the timeline that the Titans wanted to see, they wanted to see Nosdormu become Morozond and us kill him. That's what the Titans wanted. That's the true timeline that they envisioned and that they were pushing for. When we fuck that up, we help Iridikron. So now we've diverted the timeline from the one true timeline. Now anything's game. And now Iridikron has, supposedly, what he wants to bait the Titans back out.
To smithereens, and that all bets are off, anything can happen, and Iridikron's next step is to rip Azeroth from the Titans' grasp once and for all. Now, he is clearly confident that A, this plan will force the Titans to return, and that B, when they do, he'll be able to take them on. Now, there's a big question there, how? He's strong, but Titans are multiple levels above him. And that's where it comes down to 2 things. Either he could somehow use the power of that amulet, or just the amulet itself, to unlock some absurd power, or number 2, Iridikron will do what he does best, to leave the Titans strategically dominated. Because, of course, think about it, as beings of order, they're going to act rather predictably. So, everything that's happening right now is just as our primary villains want. But, what about us? What about the protagonists and our friends?
True. What about us?
The Titans coming back no longer sounds great to us. I mean, for a long time we've known they didn't really care about us, they just cared about the planet. After all, back in Wrath of the Lich King, we found Algalon the Observer. We discovered the Re-Origination Protocol, which basically would involve the entire...
Wipe the entire surface clean. That's why I say the Titans don't give a shit about us, man. They're ready to push that button. They created a button that'll literally wipe everything clean on the planet. The only reason they haven't done it is because we are actually helping them achieve their goal of birthing Azeroth. Because we're protecting it. We're essentially the way, if you want to think about it a certain way, we are the immune system of Azeroth. Right? We're its immune system. We're the thing that keeps clearing out all these little issues, removing all this nasty stuff, you know, defeating old gods, defeating burning legions, all this shit just to protect her. And that's the reason why the Titans have let us live this long.
Our world being wiped clean with everything on it dying, you know, just to protect the world soul, right? I mean, hell, Algalon...
Best believe, though, they will push that button if they think they need to.
I have seen worlds bathed in the Maker's flames, their denizens fading without so much as a whimper. Entire planetary systems born and raised in the time that it takes your mortal hearts to beat once.
Damn.
Dragonflight then filled in the details. Between the discovery of Odin's direct orders from back when he ruled the world to Neltharion's insane ramblings in the margins of a history book, we've discovered how much that we know of the Titans is in fact a fabrication, a convenient story. And this includes key points like how they came to Azeroth, how the ordering of Azeroth even went, what the Black Empire was like, even how many continents Azeroth has.
Next expansion.
These things from the Titans are nothing more than a set of children's stories designed to explain the Titans to us mortals, to simplify
in a
and clean
good light,
history. Too. So we then need to recognize the Titans for what they are. They are avatars of the force of order, and at the end of the day, that is what they are going to do. Order stuff.
Yeah.
Think about it this way. The most fundamental moral breaking point between the incarnates and the aspects is what the Titan Keepers did to the Dragon Eggs. Because yes, they were experimented on in secret, but the real tragedy came from the Halls of Infusion and the Ruby Life Pools. Dragon Eggs were pumped full of order magic, and there was nothing the Proto-Drakes could do to stop it, even though they clearly wanted to. In this patch 10.1.5 cinematic, Veranoth and Alexstrasza have a conversation regarding their friendship, and there's clearly a moment where you think Veranoth could become very sympathetic, but the one thing that she cannot get
these two are gonna make out for sure. I talked about Illidan and Sargeras, but these two, Veranoth and Alexstrasza, they're making out, no doubt. No doubt. It's gonna be amazing. There's gonna be tons of hentai generated from it. But what I see happening is Farak is losing his mind. Veranoth and Farak are going to go at it because Farak's just, you know, he's just torturing people. He's going crazy, doing all the shit he's doing. She can't defeat him on her own anymore. Because of that shadow flame and everything, Farak is clearly stronger than her at this point. She's going to need help. Her and Alexstrasza are going to clench butt cheeks together, fight Farak, and join forces. It's going to happen.
Is the infusion of the dragon eggs with order magic. Regardless of what anyone else thought.
Just waiting for the fan art to be generated after. That's what I'm excited for.
And it's something that she is ashamed of. And really, that's core Titan ideology. It's to do whatever it takes, right? Order stuff, regardless of who or whatever is in the way. And yes, they may see themselves as benevolent and doing everything for the greater good, but Dragonflight has clearly shown us that there are victims. The Incarnates, as one example, and we may even become victims ourselves. I'm not saying the Titans are the bad guys, it's rather like this. A colony of ants lives on a plot of land. We want to build a road that will take people to places in their cars. What happens to those ants? They die. They all die. Is it because we hate ants?
No.
Is it because ants represent our cosmic enemy? No. It's because we're just ordering nature to suit our own ends, and
and they're just in the way. Yeah, that's a good point.
Evidently don't care about the ants that much. It's nothing personal against the ants. They just don't fit in our plan, so they've got to go. On Azeroth, we care about our factions, our cities, our culture, our history. The Titans, they care about ordering the universe. So those things that we care about, they're just noise. We're the ants. Yes, we did defeat Argus, showing that we are powerful. But, as the Titans will see it, we only did that with their blessing, with their power. We are at best tools.
Tools, yeah.
There is, however,
exactly. We're the immune system, I'm telling you guys.
Who they do fear.
The Lord of the Legion.
The Titans did not disappear alone. Sargeras and Illidan were with them. You have to wonder what happens to them. Did they go to the Plane of Order, like the Shadowlands of the Titans? Did Illidan get a tour? How is he settling in? I mean, he himself said the hunter is nothing without the hunted. What does a big demon hunter do when he's stuck in the Plane of Order with no demons to hunt?
Respect.
You can imagine the Titans building a perfect prison for Sargeras and Illidan standing at the door staring at it and, thinking, me and Sargeras, both imprisoned together, maybe we have some things in common. But there is a more intriguing outcome to this. If the Titans aren't the perfectly good gods that we thought they were, then maybe Sargeras is not such a beyond redemption villain. I'm definitely not saying he's going to be our friend, and I'm not saying that the mayhem the Legion caused is ever something that will be forgotten. They literally burned worlds and civilizations to the ground.
True.
But the stakes of the story have changed a bit. Sargeras will have the time, the space to reflect on how, a little or a lot, he was indeed manipulated into doing what he did. That a Void Win is not an inevitable thing, and that what he saw in Azeroth was real, but instead of dominating it or destroying it so nobody else could have it, that he should protect it. And one thing to
maybe I wonder if he's gonna realize the Dreadlord's play in all of this. I wonder, because the Dreadlords are kind of this, they're just everywhere. They're corrupting everything. From the back, the confines of, secrecy and disguise and all this other shit. They're playing games. I wonder if he figures it out, one, and if he reveals it to the rest of the Titans, too.
On is this, a lore book for the jeweled scepter of Sargeras. In this, we
There's
were
even
told
a rumor
that before the War of the
that
Ancients,
Sire Denathrius, he's like the leader of the Dreadlords at this point, that he becomes the leader of the Burning Legion, because now there's this entire army of demons without a leader. They still exist. The Burning Legion's still out there. They just don't have a leader. Evidently, supposedly, Sire Denathrius could be that new leader.
Sargeras thought Azeroth
All
was
part
just
of
like
the
any other
plan
planet.
of the Dreadlords.
But after,
Now they
he
have an
had
army.
a vision where he was drawn to the planet's core. And when his spirit got there, it opened a single eye and it looked at him. And in that moment, Sargeras became obsessed. Azeroth became his ultimate prize. Azeroth's eyes have become significant, and in the short story, The Eyes of the Earth Mother, these eyes represent a place of deep power. They represent the thing that the jailer wanted to dominate. If the Titans do return, there is a very good chance that Sargeras may be standing alongside with them. If he is, we shouldn't be surprised. If he's against them, we also shouldn't be surprised. The point is, Sargeras is one of the characters who has got the deepest connection to the world of Azeroth. So if Iridikron is going to do something horrific to Azeroth that will force the Titans to act, I think there's just about no way that Sargeras won't want to do something about it too.
Yeah, oh yeah.
There you
He's
have
gonna
it.
want to play.
The Return of the Titans. Now you know everything you need to know to understand why this upcoming plot point is extremely likely and all of the background stuff that'll help you enjoy it when it comes. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Of course, there are many more lore videos on the channel. Go and check them out.
Good.
With that said, thank you for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.
Very interesting. I think we definitely see Illidan and Sargeras again. There's a 100% chance of that. What side they're on, what they're doing, who they're fighting for, that's to be determined. And what are the Dreadlords gonna do? Sire Denathrius coming back? Maybe. Burning Legion? Maybe.